Would pulverizing them suffice? No, I couldn't liquefy them. Apply heat and congeal them into kibble no beast could resist. Oh, Ethel, darling, you're a genius. Approach with less haste next time, won't you? Copernicus may be tame, but he still doesn't take kindly to being startled. Oh, Inez, you look, well, like you could use an ice bath and a cup of newly formulated triptease. Has something happened?
Something has, all right. I ended my contract effective immediately. Now I'm free to prove myself to everyone in Auntie's choice. My way.
Well, that's wonderful news. Or is it? I admit I'm still trying to work through what contracts mean hereabouts. But you do appear to be pleased, so I shall be pleased for you. That is not common knowledge in this town. But since Inez appears to trust you, I suppose I can do the same. Before I began my new illustrious career working with our tame, scaly friends here, I was a researcher in the Enhanced Soldier Division. Oh, I was on the verge of breakthrough when they shut us down. Oh, when I think of the lives I could have reached. But in my current role, I do try to help where I can.
Where my own first aid training can't reach, Doc's got me covered. The graft knocked me on my ass for weeks when I first got it. But she nursed me back to health.
Would if I could have done more. Right. I have a lead, Inez. I've identified 2 viable beasts on this island that you may be compatible with. Though it may not be easy to acquire the suitable specimens. The first candidate is the skeleton crabble. It has a rare form of albinism and was last spotted on the western coast by protectorate scientists, who, unfortunately, went missing. I happened upon an old report of theirs along with a code used to operate their machinery. If their fate is what I suspect, the code may be of use to you.
I heard rumors of the creature myself. Our skeleton sounds a good bit larger than the average crabble. Meaner and smarter, too. Is the commander always like this?
Best not to ask.
The second candidate is a raptidon matriarch, the only one of her kind on the island as I understand it. She was last spotted in the crags near the Vox Relay.
Deep in protectorate territory. This matriarch sure ain't making it easy for us. She'll be more aggressive and more cunning than her smaller kin.
When you breach the matriarch's lair, you must rouse her from hibernation. I found pheromones to be quite effective. Inez, I'm certain you know a formula that may suffice.
That I do.
Excellent. It'll be a rather unpleasant wake-up call for the matriarch, so she'll be upon you in moments. I suggest your armaments be at the ready. Then the grafting part is yours. Yes, though I would recommend a careful surgical removal of the specimens, please. Now, when you acquire one or both of these parts, return here straight away, and we can begin surgery. Law guide you both out there.
Kill them before you die.
If I subjected it to a large amount of N-rays, then hit it with the hammer. My egg! My research! My experiment! It took me ages to acquire such a perfect specimen. Why would you do that? Truly. I suppose that would make the most sense. You wouldn't have destroyed the egg for no reason, after all. It's not as though some other person is controlling you through an advanced computation device and making arbitrary and violent decisions on your behalf. Either way, I'll have to wait for the Crabbles to lay more fresh eggs. I hate to be rude, but could you show yourself out before you have another muscle spasm?
Eden's hinterlands would be more pleasant if ultimately airdrop them raptors more than ever. Sure makes getting from A to B a pain.
Blame Spacer's choice. They're the ones who first weaponized the livestock in such a manner. Auntie just acquired and rebranded the idea when she came to South.
Right. Poor Andy.
I heard you all bred the rats for dying toothpaste and such originally. Only taught them to heal and kill later.
Ain't sure who you all is referring to. Me? I prefer for the rats to stay wild, free. They're better off out here than in cages in a cargo hold.
Better for them, sure. Not so much for us. What's with all the landmines you corporatists have literally got? Pretty sloppy style of warfare, if you ask me.
Can't say I care for the mines either, but it's simple math. Mines don't need to sign a contract. Don't got bellies to feed. They cost a damn sight less than troops.
Suppose collateral damage don't mean much.
See those burrows? The skeleton's nearby. And if it's as nearby as I think, it don't bode well for those scientists. Well, you hate to be proven right. These folk have been dead a while. And that must be the machinery documentation. Over here, Commander. Huh. Seems this terminal reroutes power to speakers around the cave. They were using sound to lure the grapples out. Let's see here. Generator's back on. Power up that phonotron, would you? Should cause enough ruckus to make the skeleton come out and play.
And what am I supposed to do? Just stand around and look pretty?
Well, if the commander's keen to share, you can press the button too. Wouldn't want you feeling left in.
Is it me, or has my ankle been squeaking? You can hear it too, right? Must be the damn rotator again. Anyway, need something, Commander? Nobody around. Ain't nothing there.
Well, you hate to be proven right. These folk have been dead a while.
And that must be the machinery Duck mentioned. Over here, Commander.
Huh. Seems this terminal reroutes power to speakers around the cave. They were using sound to lure the crabs out.
Let's see here. Generator's back on. Power up that phonotron, would you?
Should cause enough ruckus to make a skeleton come out and play.
Hey, what am I supposed to do? Just stand around and look pretty?
Well, if the commander... The commander's keen to share, you can press the button too. Wouldn't want you feeling left out.
Nobody around.
Watch yourself!
Seems this terminal reroutes power to speakers around the cave. They were using sound to lure the crabbles out. Let's see here.
Can't get the Annie's Choice jingle out of my head. Hey, if I start humming it, you do what you gotta. Anyway, need something, Commander? Sure, always happy to tool around for a bit. What did you have in mind?
Ain't nothing there. Hit what in the where now?
No offense to Val, but it's real nice having someone watching my back who ain't in constant need of recalibration. Anyway, Need something, Commander?
taking it easy, bro. Watch yourself.
Stay low, Commander. Medic's orders.
take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when. Hit what in the where? Hey! Distraction!
Phonotron was effective. Now we just need the specimen. Mind the pincers. They can be a little feisty even after death. Nice work. Mind bringing it over here so I can take a gander? Muscular reticulation still intact. Cartilaginous integrity mostly sound. A good clean cut. And the pincer's still sharp. Yeah, this'll do just fine. Shame about all the scientists, though. I was hoping this wouldn't be too steep a price. Reckon that's a you problem, friend. Where there's one gravel, there are many others lying in wait. It'd have been anticlimactic fighting just the one anyhow. Ha! We'll make a go-getter out of you yet. If you still got some hunting you, that Raptidon matriarch's on the loose. Her den's not far from the Vox Relay up north. Elsewise, we head back to Fairfield and speak to Doc Tinsley.
Take the pressure off with anti-fizzles. Bottled under more than 3 atmospheres of pressure.
I'm trying not to. Not to fret about these rifts so much. Maybe they ain't so awful. You ever wonder if they take you someplace better?
They'll take you someplace better. That's for sure. Someday, when I make it big and they come back here and buy
Back again? I hope the hunting has gone well. Certainly, if you've procured the right materials. I've been fine-tuning the procedure in the meantime. I do believe it'll be as smooth as Crabble butter.
I'm gonna assume Crabble Butter's especially smooth, because I'm ready to feel like myself again. The material we harvested from the skeleton Crabble could allow me to fire off scalding shell shards. They'd pierce through armor easily, I imagine. We only acquired one grafting part, so I think that'll have to do. Unless you want to help me hunt down the other creature? Then I will. And you know what? This makes me the first of Auntie's soldiers to graft with the skeleton's claw. I rather like the thought of being a pioneer.
Oh, the skeleton Crabble will be a splendid match for you, Inez. Go on now. Get sorted while I get this machine up and running. Mind the Raptidon drool on the table. No need to be nervous. I promise.
Thank you for the bedside manner, Commander. As you can tell, I've got a nervous temperament and jump at the sight of my own shadow.
Enough distractions, please. I need the utmost focus for my work. This is beautiful work. My best yet. How does the limb feel, Inez? Any numbness? Pain?
Yeah, both. Body's not accustomed to the presence of another limb. Feels like I've got an extra passenger in my nervous system. But it certainly beats feeling like I'm bleeding on the inside. Or fighting the urge to feast on raw human flesh. Like last time.
Well, I'll certainly be having words with that surgeon, leaving you in a state like that. Now, you come back straight away if anything bothers you.
Will do, Doc. I thank you. And you, Commander, without your help, I don't know what I might have done. Whatever you need going forward, I'm there. You got my word.
Look who's back.
I had a nightmare that the matriarch didn't gift us the paradigm.
Outsider. Ah, the itinerant stranger returns. Certainly. What would you like to know? I know as an outsider you may not be able to understand this, but the structure of our society is sacrosanct. If any one subject does not do their duty, it puts everyone at risk. Ours was to protect Westport when antis attacked us, with our lives if the situation necessitated it. As you can see, we failed. We're also tasked with leading the rest of the subjects, but now that I've become a traitor, the only guidance I provide is to the few left here, and I will do right by them. Is there anything else?
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate seal for their assigned work?
Farewell now. Well, look who it is. What is it? Speak your mind. Pshaw! I've no desire to speak of the current state of Fairfield, no less the Anti's choice riffraff controlling it, or worse, any traitors who have flocked to their side. Why, I cannot fathom any of my people or I even contemplating defecting the Protectorate, let alone for that cesspool of inanity.
Indoctrinatory falsity. Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
Because we of the Protectorate believe in something. We dream, we aspire, together. Anti's choice would replace amity and purpose with want. The endless, empty pursuit of nothing. But in the end, what I care about most is my people. I have my own means of helping them, which you could aid me with if you so chose. Nobody needs go anywhere, not when we can still save Westport. We of the Protectorate endure as one, regardless of any hardships we must face. It'd have to be catastrophically obvious this place was doomed, and incontrovertibly beyond my means to save it, before I'd even consider such a recourse.
Food is nutritious and plentiful. We have everything we need. Prudence dictates.
When I look outside, I see people who are hardy and resilient, who trust the paradigm, who understand prosperity will return with time and group effort. I have the aid of key pillars of our community, several persons of note and good character who stand with and by me, and our town still functions. Our automechs are still running, mostly. We have a generator to power them, fresh water, the reassuring voice of everyone's neighbor Prudence wafts from our loudspeakers.
Because she recognized it as the perfect ecosystem. The native flora and fauna, the pleasant atmosphere, and rich natural resources represent a fascinatingly complex ecological network. To govern it, the matriarch working with and through the...
I don't know. Look, I've entertained these fool notions of yours long enough. There's no use pursuing such a fruitless line of thinking further. I have a brighter future in mind for Westport, one you can help with, in fact, rather than dwelling on dark maybes and scenarios of worst imagining.
Even the most robust ecosystem, like those nettlesome raptidons, or the base individualists within Anti's choice. Though don't fret, the system is resilient. The system abides. But
Not the first to question my judgment, nor the last, I suppose. One expects a certain lack of social graces from those raised outside the Protectorate. Let us talk plainly. What would it take to secure your aid?
Prudence dictates we give it a little extra added zeal for now, just to offset any minor.
Farewell now.
I was sad for
Did you hear? Letting anyone who wants to train at the Arbiter's facility.
The paradigm said we're to spend our lives in our
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea. Under Protectorate law, I am to inform you that you have outside.
Do you have my back? Ready to waste on your command.
or sprint. Typical predicament for anti-bottom runger like me. Wish I never snuck in here to begin with. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Nah, it was a great idea. So much stuff for the taking around here. Motherload of loot. Plenty to get me back in the sprag race. Just didn't account for all these crabbles. Real fly in the old ointment. I could just sit tight, live lean off all these supplies, hope the crabbles skedaddle. Or maybe open the door and bolt. Seems like a good idea. Nah, it's a great idea.
This looks like the place. Oh, I haven't felt this high strung since the rising.
Niles.
Well,
Has my mind been set upon my shadows? I thought you dead.
can't imagine why you think that. I've only been gone 4 years.
Oh, back from your little saunter then, are you? Head all cleared? I must say you took quite the perambulation. I hope you didn't wear out your rotation adapters.
I didn't know. Didn't realize you would.
What else was I to think? You disappeared, sent no word. Death was the best I could have hoped for you, given the alternatives. Let's not mince words. You ran from the cause, I stayed, and suffered for it. Now you turn up with this stranger. And who precisely are you? Another Earth Directorate cast-off? So, you are keeping company these days. Just not mine. I see no one here I would count a friend. And if you think a few gracious words will mollify me, you are sorely mistaken.
Look, I'm not just here to gas you up with empty apologies. I want to set things right between us.
Oh, now you want to help. Where were you when the war happened? Or when I was being carted off to mental refreshment? Where were you when I actually needed you?
I know I let you down before, but give me a chance to earn back your trust. There must be something I can lend you a hand with. I know you haven't given up the fight.
I haven't the time to patch your bleeding conscience, Niles. I'm in a situation that demands my full attention.
It's Baines. My team's been caught. Pharaoh and March are dead. Protector are holding the rest for interrogation. A ship is inbound to take us off-world, to the consul himself. I barely managed to evade capture. Damn it! It looks like the data went through, but there's something wrong with the connection. The cipher isn't transmitting.
Found her! You there! Step away from that terminal at once!
Audra! Fuck! It's all coming apart.
I knew something was wrong. What have you gotten yourself into here, Zed?
That was one of my operatives. I organized a mission to infiltrate the Vox to acquire valuable intelligence. But obviously, something's gone wrong. Without that cipher, the intelligence is worthless. But I'm more concerned about my people at the moment. If you're sincere in your desire to help, prove it. Rescue my friends before that ship departs with them on board. Please.
I am. Without question.
Okay. If they're sending a ship, that means my people are being held on the Vox's landing pad. Use my call sign so they'll know you for an ally. I'm certain Niles remembers it. And do exercise discretion, as well as caution. The guards at the Vox won't hesitate to fire upon you, should you be discovered.
Not to worry. This is exactly the sort of thing we're trained to handle.
Yes, but the uniform doesn't stop bullets, as I'm sure you recall.
Good thing we know a doctor then.
the pleasant atmosphere, and rich natural resources represent a fascinatingly complex ecological network. To govern it, the matriarch, working with and through the sovereign, devised the paradigm, a meticulously designed marvel where, if each of us does our part, produces glorious bounty for all. Naturally, sometimes challenges do arise. We all know how invasive species can unbalance even the most robust ecosystem, like those meddlesome raptidons, or the base individualists within Auntie's choice. Though don't fret, the system is resilient. The system abides. But now, more than ever, we must all do our part to maintain it. Keep doing your job with pride. Keep informing on your neighbors. Same as ever. But prudence dictates we give it a little extra added zeal for now, just to offset any minor disruption.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate skill for their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment post-haste.
Look who's back.
It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
Don't suppose you checked in with Vigilant Hogarth yet, eh? Oh, glad to hear. Probably sprung an important task on you afterwards, I'd wager. I mentioned to the Vigilant how I'd reset my chef mech to prepare meals to my liking. Next thing you know, he puts me in charge of repairing all the mechs in Westport.
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer.
I mean, sure. All the underlying logic's the same if you mull it over. I've been trained to run them big algae processing units, which are a fair amount more complex. It's just, subjects are expected to mind their assigned area and particular forte. So I was a mite taken aback. But I am happy to help the system abide any way I am able.
Constantly out of balance. Individualism ran rampant. Depletion.
I assume those are approved protectorate announcements, correct? With everyone's neighbor prudence and the like? I mean, sorry. Of course they are. Loudspeaker control terminal is in the proclamation station, a few structures over. One with the antenna. I suspect they go there. Not to indulge in idle talk, but things have been different around here of late. Not at all overwhelmed or terrified of dying, though, of course. The system abides.
Nutritious and plentiful. We have everything we need. Prudence dictates we take a moment to rightly appreciate it all and thank the sovereign.
Curativist Row is a fine sword. Pillar of our community. Might impatient, sure, but with how busy she is, we'd all do well to respect her time. Watch out for that Weintraut fellow. Talk your ear off if you let him. Kinda lonesome, but doesn't let anybody near his place for some reason. Even before the flooding. Everybody else? Decent enough, I guess.
The matriarch chose Eden because she recognized it as the perfect ecosystem.
Much to do, truly. Toughest challenge now is upkeep of key apparatus. If that generator goes, for instance, doubt I have means to fix it. We lose power to charge our mechs, this place is done for. Final nail in the coffin, or similarly minded metaphor of your choosing. Not that the paradigm would allow that, of course. Even if I did ever fall prey to such treacherous whimsy, you think I'd be fool-headed enough to admit it to a stranger? Look like I've been kicked by an automech or something? I mean, void damn. Vigilant Hogarth's still here. No matter how bad it gets, keeps us going. Keeps us right. Folks like him prove the paradigm is aligned with the Architect's plan. Just gotta trust the rightful guidance of the Vigilance and the Sovereign.
The system abides, but now, more than ever, we must all do our part to maintain it. Keep doing your job with pride. Keep informing on your neighbors. Same as ever. But
Think I care more about remuneration than helping my neighbor? Nah, I'd rather live in an honest-to-goodness community than be surrounded by them individualist backstabbers. Sure feel sorry for them. Maybe someday after we, well, utterly crush their forces and disprove their bent philosophy, we can show them all a right, better way to live. You don't say. Huh. So it's only here with our, perfect society that it works our way. How, fortunate for us all to benefit from such judicious guidance. That's a right intriguing proposition. I do wonder what it's like to have a choice about things. If it weren't for Vigilant Hogarth, I do believe I'd scupper off to, well, you know where. Yeah. You convince him, I'm in. But I owe him enough I wouldn't abandon him for nothing.
Balance. Individualism ran rampant. Depletion of resources and lack of community led to terrible suffering.
Simply saying I'd rest easier if he'd been assigned to it. Originally. That generator go?
Auntie's choice is an invasive species, Prudence says.
Trust the plan. Preserve set progress. Sustain the system.
We have everything we need. Prudence dictates we take a moment to rightly appreciate it all and thank.
Fulfill our duty to the Protectorate.
Ecological network to govern it. A meticulously designed marvel where, if each of us does our part, produces glorious bounty for all. Naturally, sometimes challenges do arise. We all know how invasive species can unbalance even the most
In fact, the former Protectorate subjects now abiding in Fairfield are free to choose any vocation they like and change occupations at the
That doesn't sound like a sentient communique.
The announcer's voice is so...
Do the advertisements help Auntie's folks straighten out their minds? Is it their version of our mental refreshment?
Trust the plan. Preserve set progress. You've been fed a lot of hooey about
So they see the perfection of the paradigm and
People
can't
up
find
with
their way
complaining
in.
about
So
those
they
ass
decide to
planes.
Right now, the paradigm needs
all
to
manner of
rise
hollering.
underwater.
Endless
Hopefully, it'll
jiggles
need
will
them
make it
dry
happen.
again.
Succeed. Are you a get-up-and-go-getter? Auntie's Choice is the proud maker of Spacer's Chaw, Zero-G Brew, and antibiotics. Everything you need to get through your
To inform on a neighbor is a blessing, Prudence says. I'm still waiting for a few thank yous.
Walk-in industrial microwave, originally developed for secretive research laboratories for purposes we may only guess at. The Pen Pharma.
Greetings, non-protectorate wretches. With regret, I must inform you that those outside our glorious society may not take freely from our stocks, as our subjects do. However, I may offer you a limited selection of premium items for moderate respective fees.
Not recommended for longer than 1 second at a time. Not responsible for temporary or permanent damage to eyes, teeth, skin, or general lifespan.
I reject imperfect thoughts in all their forms. All thoughts of any kind whatsoever.
I mean, you have to do it all.
The wireless said that flood
Prudence dictates we eye our
missing my
neighbors
favorite
who
automatic.
have imperfect thought.
endless yet. Ah, the itinerant stranger returns.
Supposed to taste good.
Not my favorite topic of discourse, but I do like the cut of your jib. Very well. State your piece. My people are prepared to die. As subjects of the Protectorate, we are born to give our lives to the Sovereign, whether he asks for them or not. Perhaps you are correct. Ironically, now that we're all traitors, they really don't need my permission to leave, but if they want it, they shall have it. My former subjects are free to live an empty life with Auntie's choice. I'll make an announcement. Order them to depart for Fairfield, but I will be staying.
Nature made apples, but Auntie Fizzo's made them better with Auntie Cleo's patented Mark apple cider. Auntie's choice.
Should I? Haven't I failed them enough for one lifetime? No. I will stay here and loyally await the judgment I richly deserve.
Free offer for all Protectorate subjects within and without earshot. What do I provide? Information. Did you know that an anti...
Adherents are expected to hold firm to the end. Such is the degree of our devotion.
No permanent roles, just good old-fashioned freedom. In fact, the former Protectorate subjects now abiding in Fairfield are free to choose any vocation they like and change occupations at the slightest of whims. This wildly unfettered personal freedom pervades every aspect of life and Angie's choice. Choice is in the name for a reason, my good subjects. Without further ado, I hereby extend my personal invitation to you all to join us in Fairfield and sample our unique brand of autonomous self-determination for yourselves. So, pack your bags and...
I suppose my duty to my people remains, whether here or in Fairfield. All right. I'll go. Unsure how I'll endure such an empty existence. Perhaps, if I offer my old subjects periodic advice, our sense of community may somehow, despite the wiles of commercialism, remain.
With a direct message to all Protectorate subjects listening in, I'm afraid you've been fed a lot of hooey about all of us.
All right, then. Suppose it's time to make my announcement.
You believe we're unscrupulous interlopers, intent on stealing the very
Attention, everyone. Attention. I, Vigilant Ogden Hogarth, hereby do order all subjects under my command to abandon the settlement of Westport at the earliest possible juncture. You are to depart for the township of Fairfield, safely and together. Once there, you are to appeal to local authorities for citizenship with Auntie's choice. Thereupon, you are thus and forevermore relieved of your duties as subjects of the Protectorate. This is a direct order from your Vigilant and is not to be questioned and cannot be countermanded. Now see to your preparations. I will join you shortly.
I feel strange. In a good way. Auntie's documentation doesn't describe the side effects of grafting with a Crabble, but so far, not hearing complaints from me. I'd say this officially puts me back in full fighting form. If you ever thought I might slow you down, you can give those fears a kiss goodnight. I appreciate that, Commander. I got a good feeling about this partnership of ours. Just want to reiterate that I'll make good on my end of the deal. I plan on proving my worth to you and to Auntie, no matter what it takes. I expect we're going to have quite the adventure together. I appreciate you hearing me out. We should move on.
Can't say I'm thrilled to see all these Westport Protectorate folks playing house here.
I told my manager, a man is not a slice of manner, Mr. Overfield, and I said, I am
You've lifted my spirits right out of their doldrums. Our new guests have just arrived. Here, a considerable reward for your considerable efforts. From the hushed grumblings of the refugees, I've gathered that you, perhaps aided Westport's departure into inhospitability. Sometimes the harshest moves are the most necessary. I've two minds about the convertees. Anyone with eyes can see they need guidance, but a pernicious system is not easily abandoned. Have you any thoughts? I have a second cousin in experimental product design who's been working on a supplement for just that. Though most of her prototypes result in projectile eye bleeding, you've given me a great deal to think about. I am in your debt. I cannot overstate what a capital compatriot you've been, my friend. Now be off. I've many refugees to see to. Plan is such a strong word. Let's call it a hunch. Consider this your first lesson in propaganda. Find whatever your target desires most and use it towards your own ends. Speak with Vigilant Hogarth in the building beside the saloon. He was in charge around here before we arrived. I have no doubt he knows vital information to the Vox's functioning. Now, should you ever find yourself visiting the ACS Undisputed Claim, do come see me. I've no doubt that when we next meet, I'll have risen 6 ranks, at least. Farewell!
Introducing Auntie's new line of specialty drinks for the
The others appear to be a Well, hello. You appear burning with purpose. Is everything all right? Has something occurred?
Judging by the waves of consternation wafting off of you, your other options must have failed. Yes, I know of a means in, but you must do something for me there. Even though I no longer am of the Protectorate, I do care for its subjects. I'll prepare a writ of conscription to allow you entry to the Vox Relay. While most would refuse my authorization, the sentry assigned to the gate once lived in Westport. Sentry second-class layman. Show the writ as proof I have conscripted you into my employ. Use it to press service on my behalf, and she will let you in. Once you're inside, there's someone else you should show it to. You do that and say what I tell you. It saved many lives. The Vox Relay is, to my mind, a time bomb. Brigadier Montelli's lost his way. Now all manner of chaos is raging there. I've heard tell he's even resorted to extra-legal executions. Madness, I tell you. A brigadier doesn't act as judge, jury, and executioner. That's an arbiter's job. And even then, they're enforcing existing Protectorate law. Marshal Corbin. As with all my subjects, I have been there when he needed me. I trust we can call on him now to do his part. Seek him out at the Vox Relay, conscript him with the writ. And this is important. You must convince him to kill Montelli. Corbin will want to talk him down, to take him into custody, to message superiors outside the facility beforehand. We cannot allow any of that to happen. That will have to do, I suppose. Here is the writ. Farewell now.
Though you are better company than these corpses, they are numerous, and I remain beholden to my work. Vigilant Hogarth sent you? I wish I could help, but he's been named a traitor. These credentials might as well be stained in Protectorate blood. That being said, I am from Westport. If Hogarth trusts you, let's just say I'm willing to listen. The Brigadier sees enemies everywhere, sappers in every shadow. Approaching him under questionable license is to risk being shot. It's too dangerous for us both. While it pains me to act in what might be contrary to the Brigadier's personal conviction, I do believe the Sovereign would expect me to honor the Vigilance Station. Still, I can't simply have you saunter through the gates. It would cause a terrible stir. Though there must be a way. The gibbets. There is little view of who's within them, so I can use them to haul you into the station without notice. I won't lock them, so you can free yourself once inside. I remember her. She and I occasionally met to take pot shots at the local crabber population. She worked on the command floor. There's a chance she lingers quietly continuing her work. Or she could be dead. Regardless, it has been quite some time since I saw her. Allow me to open them for you and your companions. Getting folks inside can be a little tricky. And try not to move much or they'll start swinging something fierce.
I never see the inside of one of those again.
This cannot be happening. Not again. Come, quickly.
Technicians Acna and Gastra, you stand accused of manufacturing a fatal flaw in one of our valued dragoons. Have you any last words to express your shame?
That dragoon was already defective. Oh, we were only rebuilding the logic assembly so that...
At last, the truth awaits. I hope this belated confession unburdens your conscience, though it will do nothing to commute your sentence. On the charges of sabotage and treason, most contemptible, I find you both guilty.
No, no, please. This is all a misunderstanding. We're lawyers.
More loyal subjects executed. And valued technicians, no less. I cannot see how reducing our own manpower guides us down a path to victory. Wait. I recognize you from Horizon Point. Yes, just outside the skip labs before the incident. I lowered the bridge in exchange for your help. But you didn't. Help me, that is. You must have been the cause of everything that happened that day. And to think I could have stopped you. Perhaps I would have, if I'd not been so vexed over mere demerits. Others named Hogarth a traitor, but I never believed it. If anything, Montelli is inflicting more injury to the Protectorate right now than the whole of what Hogarth is accused of. In any case, the writ all but obliges me to aid you. Perhaps now we can put an end to all of this lunacy. If I can just speak with Montelli, maybe I can persuade him to stand down. Go to his terminal. Search for any information on it that may be deployed against him. Also, while you're there, notify High Command that I'm taking control of the station. I'll admit there's some risk in having my actions misinterpreted. I could be named a traitor, as Vigilant Hogarth was. Or sent to mental refreshment. No. Surely High Command will understand the need for this transfer of power. What I do now, I do for the Protectorate, not myself. Besides, Montelli is not merely my superior. He's also an old friend. I must make some attempt to get through to him. Remind him of what true service to the Protectorate means. Why did you not mention any of this before? Never mind. If this is indeed the Vigilance will, then what other choice can be made? Much as I prefer a peaceable solution, you're right. The Protectorate would be made stronger by his passage. If he cannot serve as a general, he may yet serve as an example. It would still be best to investigate Montelli's terminal for anything that might unsettle or unbalance him before our confrontation. You will need your own access card to get upstairs. Blank key cards can often be found in the contraband room, and there's a terminal for encoding access in the security office. Head through the door to the right and continue down the hall. You should find your way without much trouble. Oh, but mind the guards. They'll still attack you on sight. I will join you as soon as you go to confront Montelli. In the meantime, I'll gather what weapons and allies I can.
Change its trajectory. It could land on one of our towns.
Are you questioning the actions of our brigadier?
No, of course not.
Good. I was sure I misunderstood you.
Relay launches, we won't be able to change its trajectory. It could land on one of our towns. Ready to waste time. Your
Guns cocked and loaded. Just give the signal.
Armed and ready.
There! vortex. Let me know when you need artificial flavors. Breaking for cover.
Lay low, Commander. Medic's orders. Nothing to hit. Not exactly up for that right now. Back in business.
Ready to waste it. That covers disruptive influences.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Disruptive influences.
Guns cocked and loose. Let's get the signal.
Hostile ahead. What's the play, Commander?
Breaking for cover.
Nothing there. Okay, but I'm not ready. I'm the one you need to worry about. Hate recharge. These things take time, Commander.
Back in business. Exiting to cover.
I'm always crabby. Popping my claw.
Anyone else? Here, a medic?
Invasive elements.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say whiz.
Breaking for cover.
Ain't nothing there. We're here. Sorry. Ain't ready yet. Hey, got a distraction for you.
On what? No law damn target. Looking pretty scathed, Commander. Finishing my firearm. Crisply moving to cover. The gravel claw's angry. Caught my claw. Commander, you're bleeding.
Disruptive influences.
Commander, you're bleeding! Always crabby!
Appreciate a little help, Commander.
Sensibly, I must reload! Back in business. Through his beneficent guidance.
You had my back. That's out of the ordinary. Fall two. Help me out!
Got my lamps on a hostile.
That's somebody.
some folks.
And I'll take care of him, Commander. Got eyes on some no. What? Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when. Parasites identified.
in. I'll take care of him, Commander.
Steady eye above.
got my lamps on a hostile.
Craft's still recharging!
Locked and loaded. Just give the signal.
How's the one you need to worry about?
All charged up!
The Protectorate!
Flashing before my eyes, Commander! Revive me! Give the order, and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Continuing inspection. Relinquishing grenade!
distraction. Ready to waste on your command. Knew you had my back.
Taking cover! Back in business.
End this fight on my feet.
Back in business. No cover line, Commander.
Hey, got a distraction for you. The idea is to kill them before you die.
Oh, here, a medic!
I'll take care of it, Commander.
Ask for help, but
Back in business.
anyone else? Here, a medic!
Tank recharged! Combat!
Boarding is
Trigger's still tight!
Ask for help, but help? Got my lamps on a hostile.
appears our good brigadier is being guided by someone else's hand. You wager that influence is what pushed him over the edge?
What now? Ah, an intruder. Of course. I was warned the paradigm would test me, and here you have arrived. And Corbin. By your presence, am I to understand that you've turned renegade as well? Of all the serpents writhing beneath my boot, you were the last I expected to strike at me.
The only renegade here is you, Umberto. You forced my hand through your paranoia and cruelty.
I'm killing traitors, seditionists. I am purging our prized garden of chokeweed and all manner of slithering things. My methods may seem callous, but a swift response to treason is necessary to prevent this crisis from worsening. Auntie's choice. Bah! The invaders are vacuous opportunists dead from the collar up. They would not have found purchase here if not for the festering rot already in our soil.
Festering rot? Hell of a way to speak of your own forces, Brigadier.
Or perhaps your auntie's choice simply lacks the standards to separate out mediocrity. Nevertheless, I am not afraid to speak what's true. Our great protectorate has lost its way. Years of comfort and plenty without stricter enforcement have softened us, made us weak, undisciplined. If only the sovereign heeded his consul's wisdom, he could restore the protectorate's honor, instead of shaming his forebears by leaving such a grave task to others like myself. I'm not some rogue operator. I act in the role the paradigm has cast me in.
It's as I feared. You really have gone beyond the reach of all reason and honor.
Enough. Silence your disparaging tongue. Better yet, I will do it myself.
Liquidator!
Looking at my marginal, Commander!
Marking both leads. He's ready to waste, or you're committed.
now? Ah, an intruder. Of course. I was warned the paradigm would test me, and here you have arrived. And Corbin. By your presence, am I to understand that you've turned renegade as well? Of all the serpents writhing beneath my boot, you were the last I expected to strike at me.
The only renegade here is you, Umberto. You forced my hand through your paranoia and cruelty.
I'm killing traitors, seditionists. I am purging our prized garden of chokeweed and all manner of slithering things. My methods may seem callous, but a swift response to treason is necessary to prevent this crisis from worsening. Auntie's choice, bah! The invaders are vacuous opportunists dead from the collar up. They would not have found purchase here if not for the festering rot already in our soil.
Festering rot? Hell of a way to speak of your own forces, Brigadier.
Or perhaps your auntie's choice simply lacks the standards to separate out mediocrity. Nevertheless, I am not afraid to speak what's true. Our great protectorate has lost its way. Years of comfort and plenty without stricter enforcement have softened us, made us weak, undisciplined. If only the Sovereign heeded his consul's wisdom, he could restore the Protectorate's honor, instead of shaming his forebears by leaving such a grave task to others like myself. He never should have allowed the order to break away. And now he makes himself a recluse when he should be at the head of the proverbial column, leading us against the invaders. If not for the consul, all would fall to ruin. The Protectorate survives not on empty will, but on those with a mind for strategy and the stomach for war.
It's as I feared. You really have gone beyond the reach of all reason and honor. It was a lingering hope, nothing more. I don't suppose you have anything more to add? Something that might further our purpose? Now would be the time to deploy it. You incompetent! I asked you to do one thing!
Trusting the enemy to do your bidding. You always were a guileless fool, Corbin. Were it up to me, I would sentence you to the slow and painful traitor's death you deserve. But given the circumstances, your extinction must come quicker. Guards, purge this loathsome treasonist and his odious ally from my sight. Leave none alive.
Troubling. Commander.
Hastening to cover!
Appears our good brigadier is being guided by someone else's hand. You wager that influence is what pushed him over the edge?
Yes. What now? Ah! An intruder, of course. I was warned the paradigm would test me, and here you have arrived. And Corbin. By your presence, am I to understand that you've turned renegade as well? Of all the serpents writhing beneath my boot, you were the last I expected to strike at me.
The only renegade here is you, Umberto. You forced my hand through your paranoia and cruelty.
I'm killing traitors, seditionists. I am purging our prized garden of chokeweed and all manner of slithering things. My methods may seem callous, but a swift response to treason is necessary to prevent this crisis from worsening. Auntie's choice, bah! The invaders are vacuous opportunists dead from the collar up. They would not have found purchase here if not for the festering rot already in our soil.
Festering rot? Hell of a way to speak of your own forces, Brigadier.
Or perhaps your auntie's choice simply lacks the standards to separate out mediocrity. Nevertheless, I am not afraid to speak what's true. Our great protectorate has lost its way. Years of comfort and plenty without stricter enforcement have softened us, made us weak, undisciplined. If only the Sovereign heeded his consul's wisdom, he could restore the Protectorate's honor, instead of shaming his forebears by leaving such a grave task to others like myself. How dare you speak to me as if you were my better? You are no superior to a worm.
Appears our good brigadier is being guided by someone else's hand. You wager that influence is what pushed him over the edge?
What now? Ah, an intruder. Of course. I was warned the paradigm would test me, and here you have arrived. And Corbin. By your presence, am I to understand that you've turned renegade as well? Of all the serpents writhing beneath my boot, you were the last I expected to strike at me.
The only renegade here is you.
I'm killing traitors, seditionists. I am purging our prized garden of chokeweed and all manner. My methods may seem
festering,
or perhaps our. If only the Sovereign. I'm not.
It's as I feared. You really have gone beyond the reach of all reason. It was a lingering hope. I don't suppose you have anything more to add? Something that might further our purpose? Now would be the time to deploy it.
You've got a future writing serials if the whole agent thing don't work out.
I very much doubt that's true. What are you trying to...
How dare you walk into my station and think to impugn me? There are no words to capture my complete and unadulterated loathing for that corporatist creature, Auntie. I'm weary of this pointless palaver you aired when you aligned yourself with the enemy, Corbin. Shame you will not live long enough to amend this mistake. Guards! Purge this loathsome treasonist and his odious ally from my sight. Leave none alive.
Trouble ahead.
Distraction for you! It did me in! Let me out!
Hostile ahead.
Looking a little woozy there, Commander. This thing's got me. Me? You get the clue.
Ready to waste. On your command.
Appears our good brigadier is being guided by someone else's hand. You wager that influence is what pushed him over the edge?
What now? Ah, an intruder. Of course. I was warned the paradigm would test me, and here you have arrived. And Corbin. By your presence, my methods may seem... If only the Sovereign heeded his consul's wisdom, he could restore the Protectorate's honor. I'm not some rogue.
It's as I feared.
Enough.
Charged! These things take time, Commander. Appears our good brigadier is being guided by someone else's hand.